Dak is back. Gus is on the bus.
He's probably already at the stadium, I would imagine.
No hateman for Rashod Bateman. All these guys are active today. Yes, that's the theme of my rhymes. Welcome to Fantasy Football Today on Sunday morning. Afternoon. Adam, Chris, and Frank here, answering your questions until just about 1 p.m. Eastern, getting your lineup set. I'm a little frazzled here because I'm still getting my lineup set. There's a lot going on, a lot of news today, actually. And, of course, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, there's just so much. Christian McCaffrey. DeAndre Swift is out, by the way. So, all right, first question for you guys. Jamal Williams against the Cowboys or Christian McCaffrey against the Chiefs? Who you starting, Chris Towers?
Ooh, I think that's really close, and I do have Christian McCaffrey one spot higher, but I could absolutely be talked into Jamal Williams being the better bet. He certainly has a higher floor here, is what I would say.
Terrible hair today. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm a mess. Frank, how about you? Who you got, Williams or McCaffrey?
I would go with McCaffrey as well. I have him at RB13. I have Jamal Williams a few spots lower, RB17. Yeah, I think the workload's probably safer for Williams, but would you really be able to live with yourself if you started Jamal Williams over Christian McCaffrey? McCaffrey went ham. I can't do it.
All right. Well, it's going to be a tough one. We have a Bateman question here. Rashod Bateman or George Pickens?
I would go with Bateman there. I'm a little worried that the guy who wasn't playing full snaps before his injury is going to come back and, play enough to matter. But Pickens isn't exactly a must-start guy yet either. So I'll go with Bateman.
Yeah, same. I would go with Bateman as well.
All right, how about this one? Relevant. Would you drop Brian Robinson for Isaiah Pacheco? Pacheco about 50% roster. Let me check the roster percentage. It was 48% this morning. Then it got up to 50. But Pacheco is going to start reportedly today for the Chiefs. So they're going to give him a little bit more work. Looks like they're going to phase out Jerick McKinnon a little bit here. Would you guys rather have Brian Robinson or Isaiah Pacheco?
I would hold on to Robinson myself, but
I think there's more upside with Pacheco just being in a better offense. Like Robinson is a short yardage and between the 20s guy who doesn't catch passes on a bad offense. So I don't think there's a ton of upside there. I think you're kind of hoping his best case scenario in any given week is like RB18. And I mean, not best case scenario. He could have 2 touchdowns and then he could be but like, it's the kind of situation where is there really a path for Brian Robinson to be a top 12 running back in any given week if he doesn't score multiple touchdowns? Probably not. And so I think if you need someone to start, Robinson's better, but Pacheco has more upside in that offense.
And who would you rather have, Gus Edwards or Isaiah Pacheco? Pacheco's up to 65% rostered. Edwards is playing today. He's active. He's 48% rostered. Who would you guys rather have?
I'd rather have Pacheco.
I think it's Pacheco for me too. The way I look at it is they're both part of 3-headed backfields, I would imagine, and the Chiefs' offense is just better. So I'll take the shot on the better offense. With Pacheco.
Yeah, like the Ravens' offense obviously runs the ball really, really well, but it's not actually that great of an offense for fantasy running backs. Like J.K. Dobbins had that one stretch where he scored a bunch of touchdowns, but even then, he was averaging like 65 yards per game while averaging like 5 yards per carry. I'm thrown off a little bit right now, by the way, because I just moved. I'm in my new apartment and I don't have anything on the walls right now. So I feel like I'm just like echoing and I don't like it. No. It's just in my head. Okay. It's just, you're going to see the J train going past.
I love
me
it.
all
it's
throughout
cool.
the
very,
episode.
very authentic New York. Is Mark
only
Andrews,
in New York?
Mark Andrews and Jalen Waddle. Andrews is playing. He's active. We expect Jalen Waddle to play. It's a Sunday night game. So are you hesitant to start Jalen Waddle, guys?
No, I think he's good to go. He's ranked inside my top 12 with that great matchup against the Steelers.
Yeah, you've got 2 tough situations in the later windows, but with him and Keenan Allen. And I think Keenan Allen's more questionable. Nobody's really expressed any concern about Jalen Waddle that I've been able to find, whereas Keenan Allen was like explicitly, I think a reporter asked him, hey, have you thought about sitting out this week so you could have the full bye week to get healthy? And he was like, yeah, I'm definitely thinking about that. And so it's like every report's like, he's going to test it out before the game. But I'm a little worried, especially because no Josh Palmer this week makes it really hard to pivot. If you're going to start Keenan Allen, make sure you add DeAndre Carter just in case if you don't have another option. For the Dolphins, I think Trent Sherfield would be the pivot if Jalen Waldo doesn't play, although it'll probably just be 15 targets for Tyreek Hill.
I'm doing something right now that I recommend commissioners do, and I'm sorry I'm doing this during the show, but please send a note to whoever has Gus Edwards on IR and tell this person to activate Gus Edwards, because you don't want to get into a situation where they keep him on IR and, I didn't see, and then, it's an illegal roster and you don't know what to do. So tell everybody who has Gus Edwards to activate Gus Edwards and have a legal roster, because I think they'd be able to keep him there without showing a 0 for an illegal roster or anything like that. So just send that message as a commissioner if you can. Other big news items today. Dalton Schultz is in. He's 80% rostered. Please pick him up if he's available.
Yeah.
Frank, are you starting Dalton Schultz today?
He's in like the high end tight end 2 range for me, and I acknowledge that could be pretty low. I think he should be better with Dak Prescott back, but he's been banged up for most of the season, and I do think he's at best second, maybe third in the pecking order in terms of targets. So I would start Hunter Henry, Hayden Hurst, Evan Engram, Pat Freiermuth, all ahead of Dalton Schultz. I kind of want to see him do it and get through a game first before I get him back in the lineup.
Okay, and we've got some more news. Chuba Hubbard is listed on top of the depth chart. He is officially listed as the starter. We don't know what that means. So let's answer some questions, and hopefully we can get to all of the relevant topics here. Our YouTube poll today: if you had to choose one of these horror movie villains to fight, who would it be? Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, or Michael Myers? Oh boy, I think
that's a great poll. I mean, Shavy just he crushes it with the polls, man. This is great.
He really does. I voted Myers.
Here's a confession. I don't know if I've seen a movie with any of those characters in it.
Chris, this is like an all-time bad. This is like something I would be.
I'm not a horror movie guy. I've seen a lot of movies. I don't like a horror movie.
Nightmare on Elm Street is fantastic.
Is he the one with? Is Freddy Krueger the one with the finger knives?
Yes.
Okay.
Those things,
finger knives. Yeah, that'd be tough to beat.
You've seen Eastbound and Down, right?
Mike Myers is really strong, right? That's his thing. He's like brolic. He's like big.
Well, he and Jason are very similar.
Yeah, they are.
Which one has a knife? They both have knives?
They both have. Well, Jason has a machete.
Okay.
Yeah. I would choose Freddy Krueger just because I think it would be the most entertaining to fight with him. Not that I would want to.
I mean, that's the one where you just have he's only a concern when you're sleeping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty trippy the way that he comes at you. So,
and I don't really have dreams that I remember, so I'm not worried about it.
No, yeah,
I feel like
he's kind of a wimp. But yeah, Michael Myers, Jason is kind of just a bigger, stronger version of Michael Myers, I feel, but he is slower. So
and he hasn't really made a good movie in a while. I think The Love Guru was the last movie, and nobody watched that one. So
all right, let's answer some questions. That was good. I like that. Alec Pierce or Cortland Sutton, and we get to talk about the Broncos offense. No Russell Wilson this week, maybe no Russell Wilson next week. Then they're on a bye. But Alec Pierce or Cortland Sutton?
I would go with Sutton.
Yeah, I would still go Sutton too. He's a low end wide receiver too. I have him at wide receiver 24. I'm not as high as everyone else on Alec Pierce. I get that he has scored some touchdowns and he's playing well. He's still not playing as many snaps as Paris Campbell, for example. He's not running as many routes as Paris Campbell. So yeah. I like the player, but I kind of want to see his role increase before I trust him as a startable wide receiver.
He's also not the Falcons have been very pass heavy recently, and I think that's partially because of Jonathan Taylor being out. And I don't know if you can count on Jonathan Taylor. On Jonathan Taylor is playing this week. I don't know if you can count on them to be as pass heavy with Jonathan Taylor active.
What are you guys doing? Actually, remind me to ask you about the Bears running backs, but I want to read a few more questions here. Jeff Wilson, can't trust him. Boyd or Pacheco?
I have Jeff Wilson ranked highest in this group. He's
really?
a high-end RB3 for me. And now it's worth saying that this week everything is inflated, and the high-end RB3 would probably be 40 in a normal week. But yeah, I'm expecting him to play most of the snaps, I would say.
Okay, I'm a little less optimistic. I'm going to take the 8+, could be 15 points, but I'll call it an 8-point PPR floor for Tyler Boyd. Because I could see Wilson and Pacheco combining for 0 catches. I don't really know what Pacheco's role is going to be. He has, I think, 0 catches so far this year.
The Rappaport tweet did make it seem like it's more about Pacheco taking McKinnon's role. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but that was, the report talked a lot about his pass blocking, his pass catching. So, it's possible that it's a valuable role, but I want to see what Pacheco's role looks like.
Rappaport did use the term start, right? Like Pacheco
he's starting
to start. So we don't know for sure, but I would say that gives him at least 10 to 12 touches, right? Like that's basically what we've seen from Clyde Edwards-Helaire, even in his bad weeks. He's getting 10 to 12 touches. So I'll take Pacheco with those, what I assume 10 to 12 touches in that offense over these guys.
3 different answers. Okay, how about Pacheco or Tyler Algier? Brandon Cools or Brandon Ayuk, and Schultz or Everett?
I would take Pacheco. I would go Cooks, and I would go with Gerald Everett.
Yep, Everett over Schultz, Algier over Pacheco, and Cools over Ayuk.
Cools. All right, Cools running. Pick one. Half PPR, Kareem Hunt, A.J. Dillon, or Chuba Hubbard?
I think I have Kareem Hunt ranked highest of this group. He is 1 spot ahead of A.J. Dillon, 24 and 25.
Same, but 27 and 28, so I'll take Hunt.
Jamal Williams or Isaiah Pacheco?
I think it's Jamal Williams easily.
Yep.
Jamal Williams, Tony Pollard, or Brian Robinson, PPR?
I think it's Jamal Williams easily.
Yeah.
Yep.
Michael Myers because he's
Jamal Williams is pretty close to a top 12 running back.
Yeah, he's
16 for me.
You got it.
It's a tough matchup, but
yeah. He certainly let us down last time against the Patriots, but they lost 42-0 or something.
Yeah.
Would you start McCaffrey, London, or Kirk in PPR?
McCaffrey.
Yep.
Pacheco or James Robinson?
Robinson for me.
Yep.
All right, we got a mix of caps and lowercase. Mooney, Wan'Dale Robinson, Judy, or Robert Woods? Or tight end premium with Schultz? Oh, I think that's my answer right there.
I do want to say, I think there's a chance Robert Woods comes out of the bye and plays really well moving forward. He's the clear number 1 guy. But among this group, I think I would go Mooney.
I would go Mooney if not for the tight end premium, but I'm going to go Schultz.
That's fair.
I think I would go Mooney as well.
Okay. Patriots give up a lot of deep balls, a lot of deep completions. So it's possible we get one from Mooney. I mean, all you need is one. He's going to have a good game. Hunt, Dillon, Hubbard. We did that. Oh, did we? Yeah. Hunt, right?
Yeah. Hunt.
Dak Prescott or Geno?
Ooh, I believe I have them back to back with Dak 1 spot higher. Yeah.
Go with Dak.
7 and 8.
Okay. How about this one? Damian Harris, James Robinson, or Travis Etienne? This is standard scoring. Ooh, look at all that breakfast.
Oh, standard scoring does complicate things, but I think it would still be Etienne.
I'll give Harris a whirl. Standard.
I would go Etienne as well.
Look at that. We got pick a breakfast. Bagel, pancakes, waffle, bacon, and a donut.
Among those options, I would go waffle and bacon.
Waffle, bacon.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the right.
Donuts aren't breakfast.
Yeah, I agree.
Donuts are dessert. Like most of the breakfast foods that we eat are desserts. Like cake, they're cake with tree sugar on them.
Yeah,
and it's weird that we're like, this is how you can start your day. And but I will take a waffle and some bacon.
Do they not have a French toast emoji? I feel like
good French toast is the best of the big 3, I think.
Oh yeah,
bagel and pancakes for me. I'm gonna do very carby, very carby.
God, it's gonna be so heavy.
Yeah, look at me. I already had.
I'm not gonna be able to move.
I already had pancakes, oatmeal, and like a quarter of a bagel for breakfast.
I had some gummy bears and a Coke.
Oh, jeez, Chris.
Nice.
Look, I'm moving. I'm in the process. I'm in the process of moving. My fridge has a jug of water and a Coke and a beer. So I could have had the beer for breakfast.
This is intervention worthy. I mean, come on. Dak Prescott and Brian Robinson for Saquon Barkley. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an A.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, I guess it complicates things if it's a super flex league, but
Yeah, if it's a super flex or like QB stinks. So, you might be starting bad players now, but Saquon Barkley is awesome.
Noah Brown or Wan'Dale Robinson?
The bye week blues. I would
Wan'Dale.
go with Robinson, yeah.
I'm hoping that the role increases. He got 3 targets on 10 routes last week?
Yeah. Should I drop the 49ers DST for the Bengals or just risk it and play them? All right, so the Niners are getting Nick Bosa back this week, it appears. That's not going to really help their secondary. That's a mess. They have been truly elite, but till last week, they were really injured. This is a tough one. I'm leaning toward dropping them for the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, my preference is to not have 2 defenses. There is one league where I did keep the Eagles, just because I think their schedule after the bye is really good. But yeah, I'd be fine dropping the 49ers. They get the Rams next week, so
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
The Falcons might be a bad matchup. I just want to check on that because they're so run heavy.
Yeah,
those are not good DSTs.
It's tough because the 49ers get the Rams next week, and then they have a bye in week 9.
Yeah.
So you're playing them.
I mean, you're starting them next week. You're starting
them. The Rams have been a great matchup.
Sure.
The Falcons are really not a good matchup. I mean, the 49ers themselves just scored 4 points against them. So that's the Bengals matchup this week. I think I'd just roll with the 49ers.
I think so.
Although there was that weird thing where they gave up a DST touchdown last week. So I don't know if that counts against their.
I don't see that. Maybe
they had a fumble recovery touchdown. I'm pretty sure the Falcons did.
Yeah, that doesn't count against the Niners. Okay. I'm almost positive.
It shouldn't.
Yeah. Josh Reynolds or Brandon Cooks?
Cooks.
Gino or Carr?
Gino.
Carr.
Break the tire.
I'd go Carr. I think he's like a safe 22-point guy, even without Waller.
I still think that the upside we thought that was there in the preseason is still there. Like he hasn't been particularly good on the deep balls, and if they figure that out, this offense has really big upside.
They're both playing late, so I would say we know Waller's not playing. If Renfro also doesn't play, then I think I'd go Gino.
I think Hollins is questionable as well with a foot
Hollins.
injury.
Yeah, Hollins is going to be in one of my lineups, unfortunately, but he's questionable. He's like a game time decision.
Yeah.
All right. Kenyon Drake, Gus Edwards, Kareem Hunt, or Isaiah Pacheco. Ooh, you got all the newsy guys except for Kareem
I
Hunt.
would just go with Kareem Hunt here.
Yeah, same.
So who's the highest ranked Ravens running back for you guys this week?
It's still Drake, and he's like a mid flex running back. It's like RB30 for me. I don't have a ton of confidence in it, but then it's Gus Edwards and Justice Hill after that.
Yeah, Justice Hill is the one who screws things up here. I'd feel more confident if he weren't playing, but he is back. Sutton or Drake London?
Sutton.
Yeah.
Would you start Wan'Dale Robinson or George Pickens? Or Chuba, half PPR. I think I'd go Pickens.
Yeah, I'd go with Pickens over those guys. I like when Adam picks the ones that give him compliments but doesn't mention it. Nice subliminal messaging there.
Well, I think it's a little more egotistical if I do mention it. The cops are the ego police are out. By the way, would you say this guy's options at flex are Slim Pickens?
I wouldn't. No. I would never say that.
Okay.
I just had the thought of Diedrich Bader's character in Office Space. No, man.
Yeah.
Hell no.
It's a jump to conclusions. But what's he say? Oh, that's anybody at your job ever say they got a case of the Mondays? No.
What? No.
Get your ass kicked something like that. Aaron Jones, David Montgomery, or Jamal Williams? We have to sit one. Oh, we got to sit Montgomery here.
Yeah, you're sitting Montgomery. That's one that didn't get as much play as I thought it would this week. There's just been so much stuff going on, but the Bears did say they're going to go with a hot hand, and I think we think Khalil Herbert's better. I'm not as convinced, but there's a chance.
Yeah, I can't start David Montgomery. I'm starting James Robinson over David Montgomery, and I don't like that. But the Patriots haven't given up a touchdown to running back yet. He's got a very unreliable passing game role. I could be wrong about that, but I want nothing to do with the Bears running backs. Obviously, I'm struggling pretty bad at RB2 in that league. But that's what I'm doing. We did this one. Okay, let's roll down. Let's get some new ones. ETN or Najee Harris, PPR?
ETN.
I have them back to back. I have Najee one spot higher. I don't feel good about it though.
Tua Tagovailoa or Geno Smith?
Tua.
I have Geno one spot higher.
How about the Dolphins being ranked second in passing yards so far this season with 3 different starting quarterbacks?
I think this is, if you believe in Tua, this is your last chance to buy low. I just traded for him this morning. I know if you look at the game log, it's not that impressive other than 50 points against Baltimore, but he threw 18 passes against the Bills and kind of carved them up. He had a pretty good game against the Patriots, just the fantasy points weren't there. I mean, I think he's averaged 10 yards per attempt in all 3 of his healthy starts, something like that. So I'm not saying it's a Tua thing. It's just he's got two of the best weapons.
It's the best receiving duo in the league right now, right?
Chase and Higgins. I mean,
that's the other option. Yeah.
Yeah. It's certainly
Hill just looks unbelievable in this offense.
Yeah. And I love what they're doing. So I'm pretty bullish on Tua. Now pick 2 here. 2 of these guys, McCaffrey, Pacheco, Dillon, Kareem Hunt.
McCaffrey and Hunt.
Correct.
David Montgomery or Brian Robinson in PPR?
This is one where I would start Montgomery.
Yeah, me too.
I would as well.
This is another guy. I mean, I think you've got an hour to sell Brian Robinson, in my opinion, in a full PPR league. In half or non, you can convince me that he's going to be good going forward. But man, they're not going to win 12-7 most weeks. So I would try to trade him.
It's kind of tough, specifically this week, Adam, because it's a really good matchup on paper, just in terms of what the Packers allow to running backs, but they could be playing from behind, new quarterback in there, just bad offense. So it's tough. I like the matchup, but not the offense or the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I'd also like to see him run a little bit more successfully before I completely bought in. I mean, it's not like he's been good. I'm not saying he won't be, but he's a mid-round pick in the NFL draft. He's not like a super prospect or anything here.
It reminds me of like Damian Harris in 2020. He had a ton of touchdowns in 2021, but in 2020 he only had 2 touchdowns in 10 games. Averaged 69 yards rushing per game on 5 yards per carry, which that would be great for Robinson. I don't think he's going to get either of those, but it feels like a fairly low upside situation for him.
Okay. How about we do this one? ETN, Damian Harris, Melvin Gordon, or Wan'Dale Robinson, PPR? ETN.
Start one?
Yeah, well, ETN?
ETN, yeah.
Yep.
Seems like we're starting ETN. Romeo Doubs or Keenan Allen?
When does the Packers game? Packers are at 8:20, so you start Keenan Allen unless he's inactive.
Come on, Dolphins fan.
Nope, sorry. I'm looking at week 8. Packers are at 1.
Can you drop Romeo Doubs? We get so many Romeo Doubs questions. Is he a must?
He's had 2 good games, right?
Yeah.
I think he's a good player. His role is actually like sneaky good. It's just that the Packers have not been good. Like
that situation might not be as good as we think it is, or as we thought it might be. Like Aaron Rodgers just isn't playing all that well right now.
Like Dobbs is running all the routes, basically.
Yep.
He's got an 18% target share. He's tied for the team lead in red zone targets. Like
Sammy Watkins,
he has a good role.
Sammy Watkins is kind of a punchline for fantasy, but Aaron Rodgers has talked about his absence multiple times. So yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one.
I think this specific question is close enough where you can just go with Dobbs unless you have a good option in the later window too.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Hey, Adam. Not going to read that next part. Half PPR. DJ Moore, Mooney, Renfro, or Zay Jones?
Mooney.
I think I have Mooney ranked highest of this group.
George Pickens, James Robinson, Kenyon Drake, PPR.
I would take Robinson.
think Robinson's the highest ranked.
Okay.
It's gross.
I thought you guys were going to go Pickens. Should I drop not Mike Williams, Jamal Williams?
No, Jameson Williams.
Jameson Williams, rather? Yeah, for Pacheco. Don't drop Mike Williams, but would you drop Jameson Williams for Pacheco? Oh, from the Lions. I'm sorry. I didn't read that part.
I think that's okay. I want to stash Jameson Williams, but if you don't have an IR spot, then he's definitely,
All we know about him is he will be back this year. So
Right.
do that. And that's a very beautiful picture there, Greg. David Montgomery or Brian Robinson? I'm sorry, did we do this one?
Montgomery.
I think we did. Yeah, we said Montgomery.
Pitts or Freiermuth?
I'm just gonna go down with the Pitts ship. That's how it is for me.
Same.
I'm not. Not really a big Freiermuth guy.
I think Freiermuth is fine. He's a top 12 tight end for me, but he's had 3 concussions now in the last calendar year. That's a little concerning. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep ranking Kyle Pitts as a top 6 tight end, and eventually
6. Wow.
Eventually, I'll get fired.
I think Foster Moreau is the most random player I'm starting this week, by the way. Who's your most random player you're starting?
I am starting Greg Dulcich. I changed one of my team names to Dulcich Delecic.
Oh, I said that the other day, and I got crapped on for that. So thank you, Chris. Good for you.
I sent it to my wife. I'm playing her in that league, and she booed me.
I'm starting Tyquan Thornton in a few spots.
I'm starting Tyquan Thornton in one league. Yeah, I'm starting him in the flex league.
Nice. Drake London or Brian Robinson?
Robinson.
Correct.
Should I start Curtis Samuel, Drake London, or George Pickens, PPR?
I have Curtis Samuel ranked highest of this group. I don't love it, though. Why have they stopped using him in fun ways? I don't understand. He's not lining up at the backfield anymore. Like, that was so useful for
free running backs. They don't need him anymore.
None of them are good.
To be fair, they tried to use him in that Thursday night game, and he just played terribly. He dropped a touchdown.
Yeah, he had to drop touchdown. Yeah.
I would go with Samuel too, but I do have McLaurin as the highest ranked Commanders wide receiver this week with Taylor Heineke as the quarterback.
I am starting Caleb Huntley. That's another random guy.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. What else we got? Welcome to the show. It's noon. I'm gonna answer one more question, and we're gonna do a little reset here. Tyler Lockett, Juju, or Bateman?
Lockett.
As long as he plays, Lockett. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about some of the relevant stuff here. Christian McCaffrey, starter, sit. Frank.
I'm starting him. I still have him as RB13, which clearly is lower than where he would normally be ranked if he had a full week of practice with the 49ers. But high-end RB2, I think he probably gets double-digit touches. That's not a guarantee, but especially within that offense, if he does get that workload, I think that he'll still be really good. So,
as Adam Schefter said, he did go to Stanford.
That's right.
I thought that was the weirdest tweet of the week, I think, from one of the big NFL reporters. Like, oh, he's so smart. He went to Stanford. He must be able to play in 3 days.
Chris, Ravens and Chiefs backfield. No, Ravens, Chiefs, Panthers backfield. Anyone you like?
No, like? God, no. Hell no, man. No, none of those guys are inside my top 30 in a week where there are like no good running backs. So yeah, I'm not expecting much. The Panthers, it's a split backfield and a terrible offense. Chiefs, we just don't know what the hierarchy is going to be. We don't know what the red zone work is going to be. So I would prefer not to start any of those guys. And what was the other one? Panthers? No, I already talked about them. Ravens. Yeah. I mean, that's a 4-way split, with Lamar Jackson. So I don't think there's enough upside there for any of those guys.
Okay.
I am starting Kenyon Drake in one league where my alternative would be Jalen Warren or Sony Michel.
Good idea. Frank, Ramondre Stevenson and Damian Harris here. And by the way, Mac Jones looks like he's going to play on Monday night, but that's a little more questionable. But Harris is coming back. So who do you like better, Harris or Stevenson, and where are they ranked?
I do have Stevenson still ranked higher. I moved him down. Obviously, if Damian Harris was out, Stevenson would have been ranked as a top 10, borderline top 5 running back this week. Mm-hmm. But I have him at RB16. I still think he is the better running back of the two. He's the more dynamic one, more likely to catch passes out of the backfield than Damian Harris is. So he's a high-end RB2, and Damian Harris I have as a high-end flex. He's RB26. He's more touchdown dependent. Maybe he gets you 50, 60 rushing yards, something like that. But I do think Stevenson is the higher ranked and the more dynamic player of the two.
Okay, Rashod Bateman is in. Anyone want to start Rashod Bateman this weekend? Who are some wide receivers that he's kind of in the same range as?
Rashod Bateman is in the wide receiver 30 range. So I have him just behind Michael Gallup and Christian Kirk and just ahead of Curtis Samuel and Romeo Doubs. So don't want to start him, but you might have to.
Yeah, that's about the same range. I have him wide receiver 33. He's just behind Mooney and Dobbs, just ahead of Drake London, Robert Woods, Michael Gallup. But a lot of those names you mentioned too, Chris, are just in that 30 to 36 range.
I do think the Ravens offense really needs him. They're missing that big play component. And, Lamar Jackson's production has taken a hit the last few weeks without him.
All right, and then just to update everybody on the big news here. If you had to choose one of these horror movie villains to fight, who would it be? Michael Myers has a pretty commanding lead, 47%. Jason Voorhees, 24%. Freddy Krueger, 29%. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I wonder why people are saying that about Michael Myers. He's been unkillable for 40 years. So, I agree. That's what I voted for. But
I think because he's actually like a human. Like Jason comes back as like an undead thing. So how do you kill him? And then everybody's afraid of, Krueger getting you in your dreams.
See that, but that to me, I take the guy who doesn't take corporeal form. You just have to avoid falling asleep.
It's very hard.
Chris, if you watch the movies, you'll learn.
Well, you know what?
If you don't like Johnny Depp, you should watch the first movie because, boy, Johnny Depp does not. The things do not end well for Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Schaefer, Michael Myers. Everything you said about Jason Voorhees is actually true about Michael Myers. He's also an undead demon. He's been killed so many times in so many ways.
I guess it depends on what movie it is. If it's where he's not, summoned back from hell or whatever. Like if he is a person, then you'd have a better shot. But I think Jason's always undead, right? So at least the one guy was in the mental hospital.
Yeah, I think you're right. Michael Myers is more of a real person. All right, everybody seems to be on the same page there. How about we read some more questions and let's get some. All right, yeah, here's one. Cortland Sutton or DJ Moore?
Gross.
Sutton.
But I would take Sutton.
Yep.
Oh, well, I really want a cheeseburger, Eddie. Christian Kirk or Brob? PPR, Brob. I mean, Kirk.
Yep.
Now, the Blob that has to be one of the worst horror movies ever. I dropped Cam Akers. I picked up Chuba Hubbard. Was that a good move?
Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think Hubbard is going to be someone you're thrilled about starting at any point, but I think it's pretty unlikely Cam Akers is either.
Adam, I went to a horror bar the other day and they were showing The Glob on a projector screen.
The Blob? Oh God, it's so bad, isn't it? I mean, what's the point of that?
I've never watched it.
It's old. It's old.
It looks terrible. So
yeah. Pacheco.
I'm more of a zombie movie guy myself in the horror genre.
I watched 28 Days Later for the first time last weekend.
That's one I haven't seen, but
Really?
Have you seen Train to Busan?
No.
That one's great.
What kind of you're a zombie guy? You never seen 28 Days Later, and then you throw
They're
out
not real zombies,
you just made up.
I don't love the running zombie movies. I prefer my classic shambling slow zombies.
Zombieland. I love Zombieland.
Oh, Zombieland's a great movie.
Shaun of the Dead. Come on.
One of my favorites.
Zombieland I like better than Shaun of the Dead, but
terrible take.
Pacheco. All right, we need two here. Pacheco, Brian Robinson, Foreman, and Sutton in full PPR.
Sutton and the Brob.
Yep, I would go.
Yes, let's go. Morning, boys. No, it's afternoon. It has been afternoon since we started the show. We need a wide receiver and a flex. So it's Juju, Ayuk, and ETN.
I would go with Ayuk and ETN, but Ayuk versus Juju. I think I have them back to back. That one's really close.
I would go with Etienne and Juju.
McCaffrey or Mostert?
That's a decision that I'm struggling with a little bit in one of my leagues, but I'm going to go with McCaffrey.
Same.
Clyde, MVS, or Judy?
Oh, gross.
Frank and I high-fived about MVS like 5 times last week. Got to start him, and then he had 0 catches.
He almost had a touchdown like 3 different times though, Adam. So that
I think I would go with Judy here, but I don't feel good about it.
Yeah, same.
For what it's worth, Brett Rippon did have a fairly decent 1 start last year. Something like
it was like 2 touchdowns, 3
yards.
interceptions, I think, right?
Yeah, but it was over 200 yards, which you'll take from a backup quarterback. You know, some of them get you 50 yards. And
I will say, I've learned from several different situations this year, particularly the Panthers. I'm never saying it can't get worse again.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, that's the thought, right? It's like, oh, Russell Wilson's been so bad. How can this offense be worse? And it's like,
much.
it can definitely get worse.
Yeah, I mean, Bailey Zappi obviously did a very nice job, and Cooper Rush did a really good job.
But then you have the Skylar Thompson and
Trevor Siemian last year just killing Justin Jefferson, and Jordan Love killing Devontae Adams.
Andy Dalton this week.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he wasn't that bad for fantasy, but
no, he was great for fantasy. But he threw for before this week. He threw for a lot fewer yards than Jameis, per game. So I usually shy away. I think so. I usually shy away from backup quarterback situations. Damian Harris, AJ Dillon, Robert Tonyan. We need 2 here in full PPR.
I'd just go with the running backs.
Yep, same.
Rashod Bateman, Kenyon Drake, Pat Fryer. Oh, 2 different things. Bateman or Drake?
I would go Bateman.
I would go with Drake.
Freiermuth or Njoku?
I think I have Njoku ranked higher. Yep, he is my tight end 4 this week.
Yeah, I almost trust Njoku in like that second tier of just he's always in your lineup basically.
Yep.
Is Big Bob T Robert Woods?
I think that's Bob Tonyan.
Oh, Robert Tonyan.
Yeah.
Schultz or Big Bob T?
I'm going with Schultz ahead of Big Bob. Actually, no, I have Tonyan ahead.
I would go with Big Bob.
Yeah.
Oh, this one. I'm gonna have to read this one. James Robinson or AJ Dillon?
I'm sorry. What is this referring to?
Yeah, I took a shower, and I think I put the same pair of underwear back on. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think I did, and Jamie called me out on it, rightfully so.
How did he know?
Well, I said it on the air. I think he asked me. Well, here's what happened. I wore a shirt, and then I wore it the next morning. I wore it at night, and then I wore it the next morning, and then I took a shower, and then I put the shirt back on because I didn't really deem it dirty enough to have removed.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine with a t-shirt, but with underwear, it's a little. Yeah, that's
really bad, really questionable. Yeah. I'm sorry about that. What was the answer here? James Robinson or AJ Dillon?
I would go with Robinson.
Yeah, I would go with Robinson.
Pick up and stream by the way, if you go to sleep in boxers or underwear or whatever, do you change them in the first thing in the morning?
During the summer, maybe. I'm a hot sleeper.
It's kind of gross. Yeah, I just yes or no would have been fine. We didn't need that.
I mean, look, you asked. I'm going to give you the answer.
I don't.
Look, I'm an open book. It's a Q&A. It says it right there in the title.
I shouldn't have cued that. Titans or Giants today?
Ooh, let's see.
Only Titans, I think.
I think Giants, but yeah,
I would go with the Giants.
I would go with the Giants as well.
All right, fine. I didn't want to be the homer, but fine. Go Giants. Alec Pierce, Drake London, or McLaurin, half PPR?
I would go with McLaurin.
I would go with McLaurin as well. Yep.
Scarence, Terrence.
Yeah, I'm into that. Let's see. Did we answer this one about the best adult dating site? I think I'm going to block that user. Rashod Bateman or Alec Pierce? and Pitts or Big Bob T, as they call him.
I actually have Pierce a few spots higher than Bateman, and I would go with Big Bob.
I'm going with Bateman over Pierce, and I'm going with Pitts over Big Bob.
McCaffrey, ETN, or Jamal Williams. Help, meh. I hope our help is better than that. I'm going Jamal Williams.
It feels risky to say CMC, but that's who I have ranked the highest.
Let me see. Williams versus McCaffrey is very close. I think I have McCaffrey up one spot higher.
Amon-Ra St. Brown or Jamal Williams?
Oh, Amon-Ra.
Yep.
He's top 5 this week for me.
Would you drop Alec Pierce for Isaiah Pacheco?
I'm fine with it, yeah.
If you're good. Oh, hey, you showed up.
Gentlemen, I decided to answer questions. My lineups are in pretty good shape, so let's go.
All right, let's do it. Cortland Sutton or Robert Woods?
That's enough. Thank you for having me. Goodbye. I'm taking Sutton.
I am as well.
Yeah, same.
Rippon has a good track record, or at least the track record says he leans on his receivers hardcore. Did it at Boise State. Did it in his one start once upon a time with Denver before. So I figure he takes some shots. Sutton's their best receiver.
I bet his father did too, I would say.
He did.
Yeah.
His uncle.
Oh, it's his uncle?
Yes. Mark Rippon's his uncle.
Might be.
Now, listen, his dad might have taken shots too. It just could have been the different kind.
Kenyon Drake? Oh, I didn't hear the joke, but it sounded funny. Kenyon Drake or Huntley?
Drake.
Yeah, I'd go Drake.
That's fine.
I just noticed Chris's new pad. I
Yeah,
love
look at
that
that.
view.
J-Train. Back
Nice.
there.
J-Train. Am I
Dave,
giving away too
everybody
many
knows
details?
what
Are people going to be able to figure out where I live now?
Yeah. That's how I'm going to find you.
Dave, who do you like better, Jamal Williams or Christian McCaffrey?
McCaffrey.
Okay.
We're
Am I alone
unanimous.
on that one?
No, that's all of us.
No, I like Williams. Everybody else likes
The irony of you liking Jamal Williams more when you're not even like a huge Jamal Williams fan, Adam.
not even close. Zeke or ETN was a question.
I believe you called him the worst running back in the NFL. The week that he got the start.
He's the worst running back in the NFL.
I think
Let's
that's
go
what
ahead
you
and
did.
start him over Christian McCaffrey.
Extenuating circumstances there.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
The first question was Zeke or ETN. Let's answer that real quick.
Zeke.
I would go Zeke.
I think I have Zeke ranked higher. Yep.
Pick one in half PPR. Drake, Pickens, DJ Moore, or Brian Robinson?
I'm kind of liking Pickens against this Dolphins secondary.
I think I do have Pickens ranked the highest of this group.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if I have him ranked over Robinson because I do like Robinson as well. I definitely like those two ahead of Drake and DJ Moore.
Yeah, I would take Robinson.
Hey, Dave. When you look at this guy's flex options, would you say they're slim pickings? Pacheco or Jeff?
No, man.
Pacheco or Jeff Wilson?
Pacheco.
Yeah,
Jeff
I'll go
Wilson.
Pacheco.
Najee Harris or Raheem Mostert?
I believe I have Raheem Mostert ranked higher.
Do you in PPR? That's the only one where it might be real close.
I do in PPR. Yep. In both.
I have Mostert one spot higher.
Yeah. I wonder if the Steelers have something for the Dolphins because Brian Flores coming back to face his old team could I don't know if McDaniel deserves enough credit for coming up with curveballs to try and throw the Steelers off target. And the Steelers just did a great job against Tom Brady last week.
All right. How about Bateman, Curtis Samuel, or Latavius Murray?
I think I have Curtis Samuel ranked highest of this group, but I don't feel good about it.
I don't feel good about that. Bateman's got the most upside. I would pick Bateman.
I don't particularly like any of these, but I would go Samuel.
Okay, everybody, just give me a name. Who's your highest ranked Ravens running back?
Drake.
Drake.
Yep.
Who's
We
your
did.
highest-
Hold on, Adam. I do have to say that we had Jason La Canfora on Fantasy Football today this morning. I don't know if you talked about it or not, or if you heard the segment.
No.
Jason is in Baltimore media, and he kind of knows a thing or two about the NFL and what's going on. He thinks Justice Hill is going to be the guy in Baltimore eventually.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
Let's keep an eye on that one. And everybody's excited about Gus, and I get it. Hill's got him beat when it comes to speed. He doesn't have him beat when it comes to size and durability. Well, I don't know if either of them are any good with durability.
All right, who's your highest ranked Chiefs running back?
Pacheco, but it's not particularly high. I mean, I don't think I've ranked Clyde Edwards-Helaire inside my top 30 all season.
Who's your highest ranked Broncos running back?
Melvin
Gordon.
It's Latavius Murray by a hair, but that's another one where I just want no part of it.
And highest ranked Giants running back?
Ooh,
Brightwell.
Gary Brightwell, really good player.
All of us, yeah. And Dave, you can answer this one. If you had to choose one of these horror movie villains to fight, who would it be? Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, or Michael Myers?
I think I'd be able to take down Michael Myers.
Everybody thinks that.
And then he keeps living. He keeps coming back.
Get Jamie Lee Curtis on here. And by the way, I have not seen the new one, so don't spoil it, anybody. But you're all underestimating Michael Myers. He'd murder everyone here. But I did also
kind of what he does.
Yeah. All right. Who are some running backs you'd start over Christian McCaffrey? Frank, why don't you go first?
So I have Christian McCaffrey at RB13, high end RB2. I have just ahead of him Dameon Pierce, Kenneth Walker, Joe Mixon, Breece Hall, and then all the other names are pretty much guys that you're starting every single week anyway. JT, Chubb, Josh Jacobs. So that's where I've got CMC.
I think it really
is
comes
6'9", guys. You're not taking this guy out.
He's not 6'9". Get out.
He's 6 foot. I just looked it up. He's 6'9".
Oh. All right, Dave. What is Michael Myers is 6'9"? Who you got, Dave, ahead of Christian McCaffrey?
I think Frank nailed it. If you've got one of these rookie running backs that have just gotten off to such a hot start, it makes sense to start them over Christian McCaffrey. And the truth is, we don't know how much work McCaffrey's going to get. But I said this on Fantasy Football today. The easiest position for a player to come into a new team and play right away is kicker, and then punter. And then Jamie said holder, and that's true too. I think running back is the one that actually matters and people give a damn about. I think he can learn. What do you do as a running back? You kind of do the same thing.
He went to Stanford. He's fine.
And the schematics of that offense, very similar to schematics of other offenses. Maybe certain nuances won't be there. I am a little worried about how much he contributes in the passing game. That's something that might take a little bit more time for him to get in rhythm with Jimmy Garoppolo with.
Aaron Jones or Kenneth Walker III?
Walker.
I still have Jones ahead, but I don't feel good about it.
I would take Walker.
Playing the Chargers.
Wide receiver in a flex. Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Rashod Bateman, Hunter Renfrow, Cortland Sutton. Who are we going? Two guys here.
Okay, let's go.
Sutton and Wilson for me.
Which Wilson?
Jeff Wilson.
Sutton for me too. I'm going to double check my rankings.
I'll go Bateman. I would go Bateman.
Bateman's got that upside. I know that's attractive. Mooney's a candidate on this list, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say Mooney. Sutton and Mooney for me.
Yeah, I stand with Frank.
Yeah.
I give my stamp of approval.
Sample of approval.
Let's go.
Seahawk or Dolphin, guys? Geno or Tua?
Dolphin.
I've got Tua.
I'm going with Geno.
Justice Hill, Chuba Hubbard, or Zay Jones?
Is this just for to have on the team?
No, I think it's to start this week.
Good.
I would go with Hubbard.
I'll go Zay.
Yeah, I would go Hubbard as well. Just take the shot. He gets double-digit touches.
Tua or Dak?
I believe I have Dak one spot higher.
Yeah, I would take Dak.
Dave, this is a no smoking show.
Sorry. Am I doing my Cutler impersonation?
Deontay Johnson, Brandon Cooks, Terry McLaurin, or Tyler Lockett? Pick two.
This would be Lockett, and I have Deontay one spot ahead of Cooks.
I think I have Cooks higher. I like the matchup for Cooks, and I wonder if the Texans use him more in the slot because that's really where you can get an edge on Las Vegas, especially with Hobbs out. And two, there was a report from NFL Network that they were looking to trade him. So I wonder if they spotlight him a little bit in this game.
Yeah.
So I'll take Cooks with Lockett.
I like that call, Dave. So I would go Lockett and Cooks too.
Okay.
Nice. I got the Frank stamp full of approval.
Yeah.
Same joke.
If
2 times in a row. Not again.
It's different because it's different, different person approving. Tua or Dak?
You just asked us that, didn't you?
No,
You
I
did.
asked you Gino or Tua.
No, yes, that's this one as well. It's Dak.
I did?
Dak, Tua, Gino, Mac Jones.
Okay, how about this one?
You already asked.
Seahawk. Yeah, just kidding. Pick 3 here. Debo, Pittman. Finally, thank you, Hayden, for giving us good players. Every question, Kenyon Drake or Pacheco. Come on, have good players in your lineup, people. Debo, Pittman, Godwin, Keenan Allen. We got to sit Keenan Allen, right?
There are only 11 good players in fantasy football right now.
Azer?
What?
How many teams do you have where you've got players like this and you've got to make a decision?
No, my hardest decision was I think Sutton versus Tony Pollard in half PPR among good players, and I won't go and put Tony Pollard.
Which were the good players?
Sutton and Tony Pollard. I right now.
I think you have to sit Keenan Allen here.
Yeah, you sit Keenan Allen. We don't know if he's playing, and then
And you're not starting him over Debo, who's the only late
Right.
start of those, right?
Right. We should go around the horn and each of us give our one toughest decision that we have to make.
Ooh.
And
Right.
for me, I have to cut one of James Robinson, George Pickens, Juju Smith-Schuster to add a kicker.
Oh, geez.
Robinson, Juju, and who?
George Pickens. I hate to let go of Pickens.
Pickens. Yeah, Pickens.
I
I'm
think
not
I'd drop
starting.
Juju. I just like
starting Juju.
Juju's getting like a 19% target share. He's showing like he had the one big play last week, but if it wasn't for that, I don't think people would even be starting Juju this week. I think
You don't
I
think
think
he's
there's less
starting
upside
against the Niners? With all
I
the
think he's
issues like
fine.
that?
I think him and Pickens are very similar starters this week. I don't think there's a big difference between the two of them. And I think Pickens is just probably a better player at this point, at least a more explosive player. So I think there's more upside.
That I agree with. I would say that there's no comparison when it comes to quarterback. There's no comparison when it comes to just like potential like explosiveness in the offense. And it's not a keeper league. It's redraft year after year. And I got them both off the waiver wire. So I'm leaning towards dropping Pickens for a kicker. Which
drop
makes me
Pickens.
sad.
I think so too, Dave.
By the way, you don't have another kicker to drop?
I don't have a kicker.
Okay. Frank, toughest decision?
In my home league, super flex. My second quarterbacks were the Panthers guys or Jameis Winston. So basically don't have a second quarterback right now. And I got to decide between Deonta Foreman and Tyler Algier, which is pretty gross either way, but that's
I'd go with Algier.
Yeah, I think.
Hey, before Chris gives his tough decision, there's some breaking news that I got to deliver.
There is a Halloween crisis in Texas. Witches running around looking for brooms. Unfortunately, the Astros used all of them.
It's very, very.
one.
He's such a tool. I hate him.
He's not a tool, Adam. Don't call him that.
Fine, but I rescind that.
Called him that, dude. He just used a bad word on the live. Now he's mad. I've never seen him turn this red, Heath. This is amazing. I think he's gonna fight you.
Enough with the self-indulgent stuff. I think my toughest decision is setting a lineup in the podcast league or just quitting before my team gets even worse. Curtis Samuel or Drake London, PPR.
I don't like either of these options. I think I'd go London. I need some convincing on Curtis Samuel for sure.
There's not much to be excited about there. I don't know. I would still go with Curtis Samuel. He's still got like a 21% target share. There's still the potential for, some work in the backfield, but that hasn't been there the past 3 weeks. It's more about the Falcons offense, just not having any room for the pass catchers.
Yo, remember that tough decision that I had to make?
Yeah.
I don't have to make it. I just made a trade. Now, I know that my trades lately have not been great. Thanks for laughing at that, Heath. That's great. Maybe you'll laugh at this one, too. I don't know. I traded, and remember, I needed to clear a roster spot. I traded Juju and James Robinson for Lazard.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, that's good. You got a lot of Lazard these days.
Everybody said the same thing. It's fine. Good. I'm glad you guys approve of my trades.
I don't think you'll
know
miss Juju or James Robinson, but I don't think Lazard is like a huge difference maker either. I think it's fine.
Yep. And now I can get a kicker.
All right. Here we go. Curtis Samuel or Wan'Dale Robinson?
I'm going with Samuel.
Samuel.
Wan'Dale.
Right. Wan'Dale Robinson could be anything.
He could even be Curtis Samuel.
He could even be Curtis Samuel.
James Robinson or Michael Gallup?
Ooh, full PPR?
If it's full PPR, I got to go Gallup against the Lions.
I would go Gallup. Yep.
I would go Robinson. Really good matchup. Maybe he gets you 2 to 3 catches.
Now I got to poo-poo Robinson because I just traded him. No, I'm not. I think Gallup has more upside. What is James Robinson if he doesn't?
Let's go fast. Let's go faster.
Okay.
We got a lot here. I have Taylor and Walker, but would you start Damian Pierce or Elliott at flex? Yikes.
I'd go Pierce over Elliott.
Same.
Yep.
Would you guys go Walker over Elliott too?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
And Taylor.
Would you rather live in a haunted house or be stalked by Michael Myers?
I'd take the haunted house because, getting stalked by Michael Myers, there's no good outcome there. Like, maybe you kill him, but either way, like, you've had to kill someone. Haunted house, maybe you get a friendly ghost. Maybe you get a fun ghost. You never know.
Yeah. How big is the haunted house?
3,500 square feet.
Oh,
I'll take that.
That's
a good house. It's a nice size.
You know about New York real estate, man. That's
it's a nice size.
Is Michael Myers just stalking you? Like, is he just following you around? I mean,
he's just like standing off in the background.
You're hang drying your laundry because people still do that apparently, and he just shows up behind the laundry. He's outside your school. He does his normal thing. All right, now we can go faster.
Does his normal thing.
Traded Josh Allen and Dallas Goedert for Lamar Jackson and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's a really interesting one.
One quarterback league?
Yeah. Like, it doesn't really matter, does it?
I think it's fine. It's especially fine if it's half or full PPR.
Yeah, I think I like it. St. Brown could be a top 10 wide receiver.
I think it also probably depends on what your record is right now. Because, like, not having Josh Allen and Dallas Goedert this week, if you're 2-4, could really put you in a hole.
True. But he's giving them away. So
Right. That's what I'm saying. If he's 2-4, has Josh Allen, Dallas Goedert, which seems unlikely, but it's possible.
True. Yeah.
Then that you're probably going to lose this week.
Kareem Hunt or Alec Pierce?
Kareem Hunt.
Pierce.
Kareem Hunt.
McCaffrey, ETN, or Jamal Williams?
I have basically back to back. I have McCaffrey ranked highest.
Same.
My goodness, you're high on Travis Etienne this week.
He's RB 18. I don't think I'm that high.
Oh, I guess you're just a little bit lower than I thought on McCaffrey and Williams.
They're 15 and 16.
Dalton Schultz, will he be productive today?
Nervous about it. We know that the PCL limits your ability to be agile, change directions. Your straight line speed really isn't affected. And the other thing with Schultz is when he was playing with the full receiving core last year, his target share went down. This is as close to a full receiving core as the Cowboys are going to have, and it's not even in the same ballpark as last year. I mean, Amari Cooper was on this team last year. But I still wonder if he's going to be stuck around 6 targets.
Okay.
Which might make him a top 5 tight end.
Devin Duvernay, Kenyon Drake, or Isaiah Pacheco, PPR. And yes, they did say they wanted to get Devin Duvernay more involved. Also, Jeff Zrebiec, sorry.
Zrebiec.
Gus Edwards was the first team running back for the Ravens in warmups.
I'll go with Pacheco here.
I'll take Duvernay.
I would take Pacheco.
Mike Williams or Romeo Doubs? Mike Williams.
Correct.
Oh, Dobbs might be done.
I honestly,
with Sammy back,
week, I get more Romeo Doubs questions on these live streams than perhaps any other player. It's insane. I don't know why everybody's still considering him. I guess roster him if you want, but you got to bench him at this point. Don't you need to see something? Jamal
Aaron
Williams.
Rodgers does.
Jamal Williams over A.J. Dillon. Geno Smith or Jimmy Garoppolo?
Garoppolo for me. Now that McCaffrey's there.
I would take Geno.
Yeah, I'm starting to panic about my Kenyon Drake start, and God, these waiver wire options are not good. But would you sit Kenyon Drake for Rex Burkhead or Sony Michel?
No.
God, no.
Although I'm
thinking about it for Burkhead.
Hold on, Heath. Can you explain what you said about Sony Michel to the good people on the live stream?
Yes, I like Sony Michel this week as a flex. 10 carries, 3 targets for the number 2 running back on the Chargers, whether it's been Kelly or Michel this year, and they're facing the Seattle Seahawks. Fantastic matchup. Great.
I'm dropping Kenyon Drake for Sony Michel right
He's
now.
dropping
starting
Christian
him.
McCaffrey for Sony Michel.
I'm starting Sony Michel over Kenyon Drake. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. You know, it's a convincing argument. It's a good argument. Oh, wait, did we answer this question? Jamal Williams, got to start Jamal Williams over Gus Edwards. Yeah, start him. Don't worry about
Yes.
that. I am seeing a lot of people picking up DeAndre Carter, and it's kind of an interesting call here. So if you're desperate, there's no Josh Palmer this week. And if Keenan Allen's out, I think DeAndre Carter is pretty interesting. So I actually did do that. I picked up DeAndre Carter.
He's going to play a lot of snaps even if Allen plays.
Ooh, I don't think he will because he's their slot guy, unless they move one of them outside. He wasn't playing in week 1 really until Keenan Allen got hurt. But there's no Josh Palmer this week. But anyway, DeAndre Carter is a good option if you're the Keenan Allen manager. It's almost like a handcuff. Chad Powers or Eli Manning, ETN or Jeff Wilson, and Jamal Williams or Romeo Dobbs.
ETN?
I would take ETN and
Jamal Williams for sure.
Jamal Williams. I just saw this tweet, Adam. It must be like where Jay Glazer's on television somewhere, but someone said McCaffrey is expected to play around 20 snaps today. So that would be like a third.
That's why I'm still going with Jeff Wilson as like a low end RB2.
That's not that bad though. I mean, that could be 15 touches for him.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, if they're putting him on the field, he's probably being used, right? So
yeah, no, I would guess like 12 carries, 4 targets.
Right. He'll catch all of them.
As good as he is, that probably still makes him like a high-end RB2.
Okay. That's interesting, though. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I've got him projected for 10 carries, 4 targets. And that makes him RB17.
Brandon Ayuk or T. Higgins?
Oh, T. Higgins for sure.
Yep.
Kareem Hunt or Alec Pierce?
Kareem Hunt.
Correct.
Pacheco or Deontay Foreman? Rest of season. Pacheco for me.
Yeah.
I think so.
There's upside, yeah.
He's averaging like 5-something yards per carry, I think. So, maybe he's good.
Really fast.
He's very fast.
I do worry that he's like the next Kristen Michael. Just like he's physically got everything, but he's just like isn't actually a good player. That's my concern there.
Dave, what's going on here, Dave? You're teasing
I
us.
couldn't hear you guys. Heath gave his opinion on Sony Michel, and then I lost your
It broke the stream.
Broke the stream. McCaffrey or Ken Walker?
Walker.
Correct.
Drake or Alec Pierce?
As far as a concert, I would take Drake. For fantasy football purposes, I'll go with Pierce.
As far as a James Bond, I'm going Pierce.
Yeah, I would go Pierce.
Thank you, Dave. Who to flex? Renfro or Algier?
Renfro.
You got to go Algier.
Boy.
We don't know if Renfro is going to play.
It looks like he's going to play.
The Packers are changing their entire offensive line pretty much.
What are you saying?
This is
Bakhtiari and Jenkins are both out? Or
only Josh Myers is starting in the same spot as last week. Zach Tom starting at left tackle. Elston Jenkins moving from right tackle to left guard.
Yeah,
John Runyon Jr.
He apparently was struggling quite a bit at right
tackle. Adam, I want to hear him. Hold on. This is important.
John Runyon, left guard to right guard, and Josh Nimmin from the bench to starting at right tackle.
We know the line stinks right now.
A little concerning.
Jenkins is their best lineman.
Yeah, but he was not playing well at right tackle apparently. So
No, so they're moving him to left guard. That's more of a natural position.
right, that's what I
Zach
was
Tom
saying.
at left tackle is a little weird.
I have Chuba Hubbard, Foreman, Gus, and Drake. Who should I start?
You got to start 2 of these bums.
Gus and Chuba, I guess. I might
will
go
take-
both Panthers guys over the Ravens guys, honestly.
Gosh. I know we
Oh.
just saw the report, but I would go Drake and Foreman.
Okay.
I'd go Drake and Chuba. You're probably going to be wrong no matter what you do.
Michael Pittman, DK Metcalf, Mike Evans. Pick 2. Oh, no, I'm not. No, you don't get to have your name displayed there. It's inappropriate. But I'll answer your question. Michael Pittman, DK Metcalf, or Mike Evans. Pick 2.
Uh,
I would sit Metcalf, but God, that feels weird.
yeah, I think so.
This is a children's show. We don't have the A word on here, even though I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure I did
You
say
did. You did say it earlier, yeah.
But I didn't say it with the rest of what he had there. We answer this: Pacheco or Edwards rest of season?
I'd take Pacheco.
I think so, yeah.
I would take the shot on Pacheco.
Jamal Williams, Juju, or Pacheco this week?
Jamal.
Yes.
Correct.
Start 2 in PPR. You can read the names. I'm done reading names.
Cooks, Kirk, Sutton, Alec Pierce. Cooks and Sutton.
I'm with you.
I would go.
I'm good with that. I would start Godwin over Stevenson if it's full PPR.
Yep.
I think
All
I'd
right,
start
so-
Kirk over Cooks.
All right. I got the wrong.
I got to run by. I would go with Kirk and Cooks, and then Godwin.
Yeah, Godwin. Yeah, I think I'd go Kirk and Sutton. So don't start Pierce. Chris would go Cooks and Sutton. Frank would go Kirk and Cooks, and I would go Kirk and Sutton. Okay. Leading receiver on the Texans this year? You guys know who it is?
I'm going to say Nico Collins.
You'd be correct. Correct.
Jeez.
But, like, there's a pretty massive target share gap between the two of them still, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe, but I think it's 3 straight games with 7 targets. Basically.
Yeah, 26% to 17%. Brandon Cook's still in the league.
But basically but since they turned it over to the Damian Pierce show, it's been very limited targets for everyone, really.
Yes.
Schultz or Everett this week?
I think I have Everett 1 spot higher.
I would take Everett. No Donald Parham in that game either.
Who clicked this? That was Schaefer. I definitely did not click that.
It was like just so delicious that Aaron Boone was crying about the roof in Houston, and then they
Just gonna mute him.
you love to see it. You'll love to see it.
Reynolds.
Oh, 27 titles, baby. Oh,
Please.
take your medicine. Take your medicine.
Make fun of the Yankees for making the American League Championship Series. It's ridiculous. What team is held to a higher standard? It's ridiculous.
Oh, Adam,
They're the
congratulations
LCS.
on your participation trophy.
They're the LCS, for God's sake. Don Mattingly's been there for 20 years. He made the playoff once.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah, if the Marlins are last. Bateman. Oh, I didn't answer that question. Sorry, and I don't remember it now. Bateman or Sutton? Blame Chris.
There's second. There's third. Heck, you could be fourth. Sorry, what was that? Sutton.
Bateman or Sutton?
I would go with Sutton. I think the previous question I would go with Dobbs.
Thank you. I don't remember what it was. Debo or ETN? PPR.
Debo.
All right. Alec Pierce, Jacoby Myers, Robert Woods, Gus Edwards. Pick one message. Would go with. We got Mac
Sorry,
Jones.
so what happened was
Myers.
Heath texted Thomas and I, making sure that we got his question in the.
Well, it's very important for me to know which between you and Thomas, which one of you actually displayed it, because that
wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Ooh, that's
all
bad.
I'm gonna say.
Because I would have definitely thought it was Chris. I got a little chat with Shafee T. I think I'm gonna go Jacoby Myers here.
Yes, 100%.
That's what I would do.
All right.
Jacoby Myers, I think, is a top 20 wide receiver for me this week.
Yeah, it's got to be full PPR. But,
Yeah, full PPR.
Bucks or Pats? Oh boy, Bucks.
Those are my top 2 defenses, and I would take the Bucks.
That's fine.
Keenan Allen. If Keenan Allen plays, would you start him over Sutton or Jeff Wilson?
I would start him over both if he plays.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Would you start Romeo Doubs or use Pacheco as a pivot for Keenan Allen?
I'm fine starting Pacheco as a pivot. Yeah.
Please don't have a good game, Romeo Doubs. It's just going to make me look really bad. The Brob, Gus Edwards, or Damian Harris? I need two.
I sit Gus.
We are sitting the bus.
Okay. All right. We got about 15 minutes left. So thank you everybody for being here. I haven't asked for a like all day, and I should have. We have 337 likes. We have 2,000 people watching. Please hit like. Can we get to 800 likes? I just don't understand what's so hard about it. You're in here, you're chatting with us, we're answering questions. Just hit like. That's all it is. It's almost mean not to hit like. I expect to have 2,000 likes in 5 minutes. So please do it. Najee Harris or Isaiah Pacheco?
Najee.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me just one moment. Sorry about that. Okay, how about like the damn video? I agree. Wide receiver and a running back. Hubbard or Michelle? DPJ or DeAndre Carter?
I would go with Peoples-Jones, and I think I would go Michelle over Hubbard.
I would go with Hubbard and Peoples-Jones.
Should I start Pacheco over James Robinson? I don't think I'm going to.
No.
One thing that's kind of lost in this Chiefs backfield thing is they're playing the Niners. It's like, it's been basically the best run defense all year.
And I'm not sure that this is like a great offense for a running back split.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Like they're averaging, I think, 19 and a half running back carries per game and like 5 targets between them. It's just not like that great of a situation.
Should I start Michael Gallup over James Robinson in half PPR? I might take that chance.
I think that's fine.
All right. Gosh, I got a lot of decisions today. This is a tough week. Really tough week. Back to you guys, though. Not going to like the video if I'm just answering my own questions. Josh Reynolds or Alec Pierce?
I think I have Reynolds ranked higher.
I would go Alec Pierce.
I have Reynolds ranked higher.
Pitts or Gesicki?
Pitts.
Bateman, Wilson, Samuel, Algier, and Hubbard.
I would go with Curtis Samuel.
That is who I have ranked the highest.
That's him or Bateman. Actually, no. Sorry. I have Bateman 1 spot higher. There you go.
Lockett or Cooks?
Lockett, as long as he's playing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Deontay Foreman or Kenyon Drake? Standard scoring.
I think I'd go Foreman.
I think so too.
Foreman, yeah, I would go Foreman too. Either of these guys could really give you 8 carries for 12 yards.
Yeah.
And no catches. Cortland Sutton or TJ Hawkinson, PPR?
I mean, you set the over-under at 0.5 catches for both Foreman and Drake, right?
Yes. If I set combined over-under at 1.5, I'd take the under.
I think so, yeah. I would go Sutton over Hawkinson.
Yes, same.
Okay. Once again, I'm going to pick up DeAndre Carter in a league in which I have Keenan Allen. Recommend that to people if you can. Brian Robinson, Jerry Jeudy, Romeo Doubs, Wan'Dale Robinson, Gus Edwards.
Pick one? I would go with Brian Robinson here.
Yes, the Brob.
The Brob. We love him. And Brandon Cooks, Wan'Dale, Sutton, Kareem Hunt.
Pick 2, Cooks and Sutton.
Yes, correct.
Fournette, Mostert, or Jonathan Taylor? We need 2.
You're sitting Mostert.
Yeah. Definitely do that.
Yes.
Got 2 top 5 running backs.
Chris, can you read this question, please?
Trade James Conner, DJ Moore, and Gabe Davis for Aaron Jones, Alan Lazard, and Tyler Boyd in a half PPR league.
Oh, geez.
I think you're getting the best player.
I think so too. In Aaron Jones.
And after that, it's I don't know what to make of James Conner now. But I think that offense is going to be a lot better moving forward. I think DeAndre Hopkins is super valuable for them. So I think I would pass on this one, but it's close. I think you're giving up more upside. And Aaron Jones isn't enough of a sure thing to justify it.
I think that's the right answer. If Sam Darnold gets back at quarterback, like DJ Moore might become a wide receiver 3 again. Like I'm grasping at straws here. I'm trying to talk myself into any possible way for DJ Moore to get back on track. But I do think it's a possibility. So
Would you start Gus Edwards or Antonio Gibson?
Oof.
Gus.
I think so, but
has almost no role. He has to have a few I think 3 catches in 2 straight.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me is it's non-PBR, so I guess you go with Gus.
yeah.
Kenyon Drake or Deontay Foreman? Oh, God, these questions. I mean, I get it, man. I'm going through the same thing right now with my lineup. It's just this week is, in addition to all these weird running back things, you've got those 4 teams on bye who are so good. So
I would go with Foreman over Drake.
Perfect storm.
Yeah. Same.
All right. How about I have Renfro. I could start him or drop Jalen Warren and pick up one of those. This is interesting here. Yeah. Would you drop Warren and pick up Samuel, Reynolds, or Moreau to start over Renfro?
Yeah, I would drop Warren for Curtis Samuel.
You're giving up a handcuff there, though. Hopefully Najee doesn't get hurt this week. For Samuel. Okay. Dak Prescott or Lamar Jackson?
Lamar.
Yeah, we're still going Lamar.
Okay. How about, it's a must-win week. It's Dynasty, but let's pick 2. Sutton, Bateman, Ramondre, ETN, full PPR, and Schultz or Pitts?
Pitts over Schultz. And Sutton and, hold on, let me see. Sutton versus Ramondre.
I would go Ramondre and ETN.
Ramondre and ETN, and then Pitts.
Yep. Same.
I would go Schultz over Pitts. Why are you guys going Pitts over Schultz?
Because I already told you, I'm going down with the ship.
It's been a really bad ship.
I know. I'm just gonna keep going with the elite talent and hope that, like, his situation, the Falcons are off to like a historically low pass rate, and that just it can't sustain. I think they will be one of the lowest pass rate teams in the NFL, but the pace that they're at this season is unsustainably low. So I think he'll be a 6 to 7 targets per game guy moving forward.
I mean, I think Schultz is getting that. And quite frankly, if they're going to have the same amount of targets, I'd rather have Schultz.
Nah, give me Pitts.
If they had the same quarterback and the same targets, that'd be one thing. But I don't know. All right, I'll take Schultz. Maybe I'm more confident in Schultz this week. I know, obviously he's had the knee injury, but he had 13.4 PPR fantasy points in the one game he played with Dak Prescott. Stevenson and Kirk for Kamara in a non-PPR league. I like that a lot.
So he's giving up Stevenson and Kirk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think all 3 of these guys are better in PPR than non. But I think it's fine. I think Kamara's an elite back again.
I would give it a B.
Okay. How about Khalil Herbert or Chase Edmonds? Herbert.
Yes.
Yeah.
Edmonds has like 4 touches or something in 2
Yeah,
straight.
Herbert at least has a path to being the lead back this week without an injury.
Pick one in full PPR. Brian Robinson, Jerry Jeudy, Romeo Doubs, Wan'Dale Robinson, or the Gus Bus.
The Brob.
Really?
Correct.
But how do you balance? I mean, you're talking probably 0 catches. He doesn't have a target. So Jeudy at least could get you 4 catches.
He could, but I'm still expecting Rhett Ripien to be a downgrade for this offense. Jeudy has been very inconsistent, and it's not his, like, he has, I think, the lowest catchable target rate in the league, but that's been the case like every year of his career. I think he's had bad quarterback play, but I think he's also playing a part in that as well. I just don't think Judy's good or great, I guess.
Right. And okay, let's finish up here. Sorry, guys. Little little distracted. Geno Smith or Matt Ryan?
Geno.
Yeah.
Okay. And how about Wandale, J.D. McKissick, or Hayden Hurst? I go Wandale.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Finally,
yeah,
I guess
that's
I'm going
fine.
to start Wandale Robinson. Alec Pierce or Tony Pollard? PPR.
I would take
Yeah, Pollard's fine.
Pollard is fine. Pollard or Jamal Williams?
Jamal.
Yes.
Don't let me down, Jamal Williams. You know I don't like recommending you, but you've given me no choice. 1, 2. Oh God, my teams are falling apart here. Bill Herbert. Sorry, I had to get J.K. Dobbins out of a lineup and Jeff Wilson out of a lineup. Would you rather start or Lockett or Cooks? Lockett. We said Lockett. Please start Lockett. Dobbs or CEH? Okay, now I might go CEH.
I would take the shot on Dobbs still.
I think I'd go with Dobbs.
Okay. How about George Kittle or Kenyon Drake? Kittle. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, in PPR too.
Sit Mostert. We already did that one. Pacheco or Rashod White?
Pacheco.
Bellinger, Hurst, or Kittle? Oh, come on, Kittle.
Yes.
Here it is. Would you trade Dameon Pierce for Keenan Allen and Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
Ooh.
No.
If you could guarantee me that Keenan Allen was going to stay healthy all year, then I might. But
so
no,
basically, this week you've got your pivot from Allen, assuming you can use him in a flex spot because you can start Clyde Edwards-Helaire if Allen's not active this week. You don't have anyone next week, or you don't have Allen next week. The Chiefs aren't on a bye next week, I don't think. That's tough. Yeah, I don't think you can. You're giving up too much over the next couple of weeks.
Plus, Pierce has already passed his bye too.
Yep.
So.
Okay. A couple more here. We're streaming QBs. Davis Mills, Jacoby Brissett, Daniel Jones, or Kenny Pickett?
Oh, geez.
I guess it doesn't matter if that's Daniel Jones or Mac Jones because they're.
Oh, it doesn't actually matter to me. I think I'd go Mac Jones.
I'd go Daniel Jones among this group, I think.
I would go Daniel Jones as well.
Daniel Jones is my QB 16 this week.
Really?
Just disgusting.
I would go Pickett over Daniel Jones, but I'd go Mac Jones over.
I have Pickett one spot below him, so that's fine.
Okay. All right. One more here. Pollard or Jamal. We did that. Jamal Williams. One more here. One more here. One more. Hit the like. That's a good one. I'm trying to find a good one to end with here. Oh, how about Lockett or Cooks for the 17th time? I am way behind in the comments, so maybe I'm being unfair. No more Gus Edwards questions. Gus Edwards or AJ Dillon, and then we'll do one more after that.
AJ Dillon.
Yep.
Christian Kirk or Cortland Sutton?
Christian Kirk.
I believe I have Cortland Sutton ranked higher. And my belief was true.
Chicken salad for me or leftover burrito from Monday? It's been a while, and burritos aren't very good.
That's too long. Yeah, that's too long to wait.
I gotta go chicken salad.
Yeah, six days is
It's a you know what?
That's almost a full week.
I'm probably gonna go with the burrito, but I know it's the wrong choice. But thank you guys.
Best of luck later.
Yeah, thanks. Chris, you might have to fill in for me tonight. We'll talk to y'all talk to you at 8 p.m. Eastern with the recap right around then. See you right here on YouTube later. Thanks, everybody.